Welcome back to Computer Science Classes Database Management System Session 50 Topic Programs on Unnamed Blocks, which comes under Chapter 7 PLSQL. So first of all, we know something about unnamed blocks. What is meant by unnamed blocks? What is the other name for unnamed block here? So unnamed block is also called as anonymous block. Unnamed block is also called as anonymous blocks. So anonymous blocks are PLSQL blocks which do not have any names assigned to them, but named block has particular name, but anonymous block which do not have any names assigned to them because they don't have any name. Okay, that is called as anonymous or unnamed blocks. They need to be created and used in the same session because they will not be stored in the server as database object. They need to be created and used in the same session because they will not be used as server as database objects. Okay, so anonymous block or named blocks has some characteristics. Already you know some characteristics of anonymous blocks. So these blocks do not have any reference name specified for them. So anonymous block that do not have any reference name, okay, these blocks do not have any reference name specified for them. Second, these blocks with the keyword declare or begin. So these blocks are always start with the keyword declare or begin. Already you know what is meant by keyword. Keyword is a predefined word which are giving special meaning to the compiler. So here declare or begin both are keyword. Okay, third one, since these blocks do not have any reference name, but already we know unnamed blocks that do not have any name, specified name, but in this time these cannot be stored for later purpose. So these blocks do not have any reference name, these cannot be stored for later purpose. They shall be created and executed in the same session. When you are creating anonymous block, so that will be created when you are creating automatically the particular session we can execute. Otherwise it is very difficult to execute the anonymous block is nothing but unnamed blocks. It can have nested block. Nested means a block within another block in it which cannot be named or anonymous block. It can have nested block in it which can be named or anonymous block. It can also be nested in any block. These blocks can have all three sections of the block in which execution section is mandatory. Here the execution section is mandatory, the other two sections are optional. Suppose we are having other two sections, so that's why it's called as these two sections are optional. So these are the main characteristics of anonymous block. What are the characteristics of anonymous block? The one is called these blocks do not have any reference name specified for them. Second one, these blocks start with the keyword declare or begin. Since these blocks do not have any reference name, these cannot be stored for later purpose. They shall be created and executed in the same session. It can have nested block in it which can be named or anonymous block. It can also be nested in any blocks. These blocks can have all three sections of the block in which execution section is mandatory, the other two sections are optional. So that's why the anonymous blocks of this type of characteristics, totally anonymous blocks or PLSQL blocks is nothing but PLSQL blocks which do not have any names assigned to them. So already anonymous blocks, PLSQL blocks can be submitted to interactive tools such as SQL Star Plus and Enterprise Manager. Anonymous PLSQL blocks can be submitted to interactive tools such as SQL Plus and Enterprise Manager. are embedded in an Oracle pre-compiler or OCI program. Oracle compiler interface program. At runtime, the program sends these blocks to the Oracle database where they are compiled and executed. So totally, the Oracle or SQL anonymous blocks is an unnamed blocks. This has three parts. Anonymous block has also three parts. It has the following structure. Means it has the following structure. Okay, structure anonymous block. So first we'll see about this structure, and then so first part is declaration part, executable part, and the end part is nothing but exception part. Okay, fine. So in declare, so you see in declaration part it has some declaration section, data, subprogram, and declarations are therein. So structure of an unnamed block, it has declaration section. In declaration section it has data, subprogram, and declaration. Data, subprogram, and declaration. Next, begin executable section is there. In executable section is particularly in executable section it has null, program statement are there in executable section. Next, exception handling section, it has exception section, exception handlers when other than null, default handler, hand. So this is called as structure of unnamed block. That is called as structure of unnamed block. Once again, structure of unnamed block, first is called declare. So already you know three concept of declaration part. So one is called declaration part, second one is called executable part, and third one is called exception handling part. So this is the main concept. So here you know something about what is meant by declaration part. What is meant by declaration part is nothing but what is being declaration part. Declaration part is this is the area of the block where variables, cursors, or excepts are declared. All variables used in the blocks are to be declared in the declaration part. So already the first part is the declaration part. This is the area. Okay, this is the area of the block where variables, cursors, etc. are declared. Cursors are declared. All variables used in the block are to be declared in the declarative part. So for example, we're taking so many different example, roll number, count, number. This is called as declaration part. We can declare the number is equal to count is equal to 0, count is equal to 5. This is called a declaration part using assignment operator. Second one, executable part, is nothing but executable section. In executable section, it is the area where we write SQL and PLSQL commands that are to be executed. It is the area. Which is the area? Executable section, or it is the area where we write SQL and PLSQL commands that are to be executed. This is the only mandatory part of the entire block. Exception handling part is nothing but error. Exception section or the exception handling section, error handling section. So here it is the area. Which is area? It is the place or area where we handle exception. It's nothing but errors that are raised in the executable part. Which are suppose in your executable parts it has some errors which are this type of errors are always handled using exception part. Okay, it is the place where we handle exceptions or errors that are raised in the executable part. So exception handlers always handle exception. Who handle the exception? Exception handlers. Okay, fine. So what is the structure of anonymous block, unnamed block, structure, declaration section, data and subprogram declarations. Next, declaration of, if you declare the declaration of cursor is there, begin executable section is there, null, program statements, exception, exception section, exception handlers, when other than, null, default handlers, end. So this is a structure of unnamed block. So here I am taking one simple program for anonymous block or unnamed block. So this program tells some information related to unnamed or anonymous block. So that's we can print hello world. The particular output is hello world or hello there is there. Okay, or it has some message. Begin database output put line, we can print hello world. End begin database data output line, hello there. End declare high message varchar2, because varchar2 is one of the data type. 22 to 550 characters are there. You see hello word is assigned to varchar2, that is a message. Begin database output line, message, we can print the message is nothing but hello world. So here the programs is successfully completed and we can print the output particularly. Okay, so already we can suppose we are having a procedure, the procedure declared using some syntax or examples, like we are having so many examples. Okay, I will take another one simple programming example. Create a table, circle with fields, radius and area, write PLSQL anonymous block to insert rows and into the table for radius 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 along with their corresponding areas that are calculated. So if we can calculate area, we can calculate only for area. This is a simple program. So suppose if you want to create a table circle, I am creating a table for circle. This is very important. First of all, we can create table for circle. So if you want to create a radius of a circle, then we require radius is very important here. So radius is its number. We declare with the help of number, radius number of 5. So here number is one of the data type, and then area we can print output in area. So now area number 14,2, because here area of circle as decimal point, so that's why we have the particular number. After decimal point we can take only for 2 digits, that is called as 14,2. Next we can declare, so we can start from the program with the help of declare pi constant number 4,2. pi means, what is meant by pi means what is the value of 5, 3.142 or 3.14, it's okay, both are same, leave it. So 22 by 7, so the 22 7 divided the output is 3.142. okay. So next radius number, already we are taking radius number, area number 14,2. we can begin the program, executable part for radius in 5 to 10 loop, 5 to 10 loop, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Totally we have 6 numbers here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, fine. What is the formula of area of a circle? Area is equal to pi. The value of 5 is 3.142 or 3.14 into power radius comma 2. okay. Insert into circle values, we can display radius and we can display area. Here we display two, the one is called radius and second one is called area. End the loop and end close the program. After completion of writing a program, PLSQL procedure successfully completed. So once again, select star from circle. So what is the output here? So we just generate output radius area. So first 5 into value 5 into 3.14 into 5 into 5, then the output is 78.5. next radius is 6, 3.142 into 6 into 6, then the value is 113.04. next we can take in 7, radius of 7, 3.142 into 7 into 7, 153.86. next we will take example 8, 3.142 into 8 into 8, 200.96. next I am taking 9, 3.14 into 9 into 9, then the output is 254.34 area. Next, last finally I am taking 10 because I am taking from 5 to 10. The last number is 10. 3.14 into 10 into 10, and the output is 314. So this is the simple output for simple program, that is called as a writer program to find area of a circle. So once again we will repeat the program. So if you want to declare, if you want to display the area of circle, so first of all we can take declare, that is called a declaration part. We can declare pi constant number 4, 2 is assigned into 3.142. What is the value of pi here? 3.14. Okay, radius number. So here radius is one of the number data type, and then area number 14, 2. Next begin for radius in pi to 10 loop, because 5 to 10 loops, because first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 10, that will be takes the radius, and that will be displays the output of area. Next, what is the formula of area? Area equals pi into power bracket open radius into 2, radius comma 2 close the bracket semicolon. Here semicolon is the statement terminator. Insert into circle values. One is called radius and area. So in output we can display a radius in the area. End loop. What does mean? A loop is nothing but for loop. We are starting from for loop, so that's why we can end the loop. Okay. Finally end and close the slash. So after completion of the writing a program, PL/SQL procedure successfully completed. This message will be displayed on the screen. So then we can select star from circle. So then that be displays radius and area. 578.5, 6 113.04, 7 153.86, 8 200.96, 9 254, 34, 10 314. This is the area of circle program. So totally this program is called name. This is a simple program related to anonymous block. This program tells something about anonymous block. Anonymous block is nothing but unnamed blocks. Okay, fine. So this method is known as anonymous or unnamed block. Okay, fine. So once again, what is meant by anonymous block? Unnamed block. It's also called as unnamed block. So anonymous blocks are PL/SQL blocks which do not have any names assigned to them. Okay, fine. They need to be created and used in the same session because they will not be stored in the server as database object. Okay, fine. So next, so anonymous blocks has so many features. So these blocks do not have any reference name specified for them. These blocks start with the keyword declare or begin. Okay, and second one. Third one, since these blocks do not have any reference name, this cannot be stored for later purpose. They shall be created and executed in the same session. It can have nested block in it which can be named or anonymous. It can also be nested in any blocks. These blocks can have all 3 sections of the block, in which execution section is mandatory, the other 2 sections are optional. So which is the structure of anonymous block? Section of anonymous block is at some declaration part. In declaration part it has declaration section and data is there, subprogram is there, declarations are there. Okay, fine. Next, begin. So next, begin. Begin, it has some executable section. So like exception, null, program statement. Next, exception section is nothing but error section. It has an exception section, exception handlers when other than null, default handler, and that is called a structure of unnamed block. So next, I will taking one simple example program here. Begin, DBMS output line allow word, end, DBMS output line allow there, end, declare iMessage varchar 2 255 allow word, then we'll display the particular iMessage is nothing but allow word. So after completion of program PL/SQL procedure successfully completed, then the output is allow word. So this is the simple program. I will give 2 programming examples for unnamed block. So this is the method of learning the unnamed or anonymous block. Okay, So anonymous block also procedures and functions also has in anonymous block. Okay, fine. So total anonymous block PLSQL blocks can be submitted to interactive tools such as SQL Plus and Enterprises Manager, are embedded in an Oracle precompiler or OCI program. At runtime, the program assigns these blocks to the Oracle's database, where they are compiled and executed. So, but sometimes it has some store subprograms also. Already you know subprograms can be compiled and stored in the Oracle database, ready to executed. Once compiled, it is a schema that known as store procedure, a store function. So totally the programming structure has only for two blocks. So the one is called unnamed block and second is called named block. Unnamed block is also called as anonymous block. So each and every subprogram has two types. One is called function and procedure. Suppose if we are taking named block, or suppose I am taking unnamed block, but each and every one has two parts. One is called function and the second one is called procedures. So a PLSQL allows the grouping of related in functions, procedures and data types into what is known as packages. Okay, already we are taking PLSQL allows the grouping of related functions for procedures and data types into what is known as packages. So that is the brief introduction and declaration, syntax, 3 part, declaration part, executor part, and the exception handling part, and the simple, very simple example for anonymous block or nothing but unnamed block. Okay, thank you very much. I will see in next session.